gotta let it heat up. You know what I'm saying? We gotta let it get a little exposure. Little icon pops up on everybody's shit over there, and it's like, boom, Hardcore Closers live. Then a couple minutes later, hundreds of people pile in, sometimes thousands of people within an hour. It's actually kind of a cool feeling, you know? So we'll just wait. You can let me know when people start getting on here. We got people KT showing up yet?
Got KT's on?
Oh, we got Kenneth. Hey, we got a lovely picture of you we're going to hang in our office, Kenneth. The pictures that you sent us of yourself. I like your style. I'm going to talk to you guys about sales and like the mental shit that comes along with it today. So you want to share this, make sure you invite people that you know to watch this video. It's going to be a good one. And it's not going to be very long, but it's going to be a good one because I was talking to Danica, who is a Break Free. I'm not even going to attempt to say her last name. She was just at Break Free Academy, and she's been a Break Free Academy Entourage member for a while. And she was talking about how this week she had, and I'm just putting her business out there, but like this week she had a really rough day, like one of the worst days of her life. But then the next day she had like one of the best days of her life. And I was talking to her via Facebook text about this, and that's what happens to a lot of us. You know, we have, usually it's our best day followed by our worst day, but there's a thing in this planet, I've made tons of videos about it, but there's something in this planet that's trying to keep you average, right? For every extreme that you go out to, that tries to bring you back to the middle. So if you go super low, it's trying to lift you up. If you go super high, it's trying to pull you down, and you have to be aware of that. However, this planet's coded by the great creator that put all the numbers here, that mathematically makes us all exist and all have the laws of gravity, every action has an equal and opposite reaction, all these other rules that we have here on this planet. That applies to sales too. How many times have you had a great month? I mean, the biggest month of your life. You made so much money you couldn't spend it all in the strip club in one night if you tried to. And then the next month, you shit, right? You maybe even drew a goose egg, or you had like one of your worst months. And as salespeople, we fight that. I call it the roller coaster, right? One minute you're at the top of the hill, the next minute you're dropped down super fast. And what's funny is it takes longer to get to the top than it does to fall down to the bottom, right? That's that extreme trying to pull you down, the weight on you. And what I want you to realize is that this is totally natural. I mean, we go through tough times. First of all, what happens is once we get a sale, our brain starts releasing this dopamine, and that dopamine makes us feel so good that the next day, it's like a drug. As a matter of fact, when you do drugs, when you do drugs, that's what happens, is it releases dopamine in your brain, right? That's why people get addicted to it. So we get so addicted to the extremely awesome feeling of closing sales that the next day, if we don't close a sale, it's almost as if you're withdrawal from heroin, like a junkie, right? And what happens is when we don't close the sale and we go through that withdrawal phase and we feel all bad about everything, what happens is then we start to get down, and that's that downward cycle, because it's a lot easier to pull you down. It's a lot harder to ride to the top than it is. It's a lot harder to ride to the top than it is for gravity to pull you down. And so here's what I want you to understand. This is a part of sales. Like, you're going to have ups and downs, but you can't let it affect you mentally, right? You need to know going into the equation that every high that you get, every record you break, you can't consistently. I know some of you are going to go, well, I've consistently done. Some of you are lucky fucks, right? But the most of us, we can't consistently break a record every single month, because guess what? We have to work just as hard as we did that previous month that we set the record, and then some to be able to break it. After a while, it's fucking exhausting. So we're going to have ups and downs, but what you've got to do is you've got to control your time in the middle, right? When you see yourself going downhill and having a bad month, you've got to pull yourself up to the middle. When you see yourself skyrocketing way too fast, you honestly have to have the ability to blast through those upper limits. That's all it is. The code that is put on this planet is trying to break your upper limit. It's trying to keep you from being a millionaire. It's trying to keep you from being a 10 millionaire. It's trying to keep you from being a 100 millionaire, because that's not what this planet's made for. This planet operates on an average level. And if you step up and you become unaverage, not only will the codes and the numbers on this planet try to pull you back, and the gravitational pull and everything else, but the crabs in your life will too. The people around you, they'll tell you, oh, you shouldn't be doing this. I had people all the time tell me, Ryan, you can't get on camera and cuss. Ryan, you shouldn't just be telling all these people sales things like you do all the time. Ryan, you never even graduated the 9th grade. How the fuck are you going to write books for a living? Right? Like all these things that I've been told, because as I was breaking free of that average, as I was breaking that mold and getting the fuck away from average and average people, they start identifying themselves. I'm average, don't leave me. I'm average, don't leave me. Some of you, it's your parents. Some of you, it's your siblings. Some of you, it's friends that you can't get rid of from the old neighborhood. And everything tries to keep you average, right? So you have to think about that. As you go and you break through these upper limits, you have to realize who is part of that gravitational pull keeping you from those upper limits, because oftentimes that personal life translates over into your professional life, right? If you're struggling at home and you got people trying to keep you average at home, then what happens is you go to work and you're in a doldrum mood and you don't feel good, and then you end up performing average at work, and average isn't how you break records, right? And the thing is, and then we get so scared, we're like, oh shit, I had a good month. That probably means next month's gonna suck, and we fear that cycle. But what we got to do is we got to control our time in the middle, the time with the people around us and with our production as well. It's all part of the natural cycle. You're going to have record months and you're going to have not so record months, but it's what you do in the not so record months to try to pull it out at the end that matters the most. I know in my lifetime there's been plenty of months where I thought, oh shit, man, we're not going to really do anything big this month. And then within the last 5 days of the month, we made more sales than we ever had before. It happens, but you just have to know how to control your time in the middle. And now here's the last thing I want to share with you. If you are in the sales business, in the entrepreneurial world, or you're a small business owner, whatever you do, when you have those lows, don't get down on yourself, right? Don't get down on yourself. Double down on the work. That's the key, right? Because the only way that you're going to be able to break that and be able to do more business and keep accelerating and push through those upper limits is by double down on the work. If you get focused on the fact that things aren't working out the way that you want it to, and that you missed a sale, and that you're not going to break a record this month, you just start that spiral of being down on yourself. And you can't make sales without a smile. You got to feel good about yourself. Sales is 100% based around your confidence. And if you don't have confidence, there's no way people are going to do business with you. And if you're depressed and if you're down on yourself for just a natural part of the sales cycle, you'll never break through that, and people won't trust you. They won't have confidence in you, and they will not buy from you. I can promise you that. So the key is when you notice, like, dude, that you start getting down on yourself as a salesperson, that's when you double down on the work, right? Because work will distract you from what's inside of here. Because the only thing keeping you from being a millionaire is the upper limits that you have inside of your head. So hey, if you dig this, share it. If you're going through a tough spot right now, just double down on the work, right? Go generate more leads, go talk to more people, go run more ads, go create more funnels. Go call your list, go ask for referrals, go find something else to sell to people, whatever you got to do, but don't get down on yourself, double down on the work. Later, closers.